Good morning, fellow travelers on spaceship Earth. It is I am Guy, and I'm looking for down tempo. Maybe I'm looking for down tempo. Am I looking for down tempo? Let's see what kind of music we got going on today. Yeah, come up with some kind of music. We gotta do music. Gotta do the music. 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 All right. Good morning, Brent. I have coffee this morning. It's down tempo. It's relaxing music. Not to be confused with dark music. It is not dark music. I was looking at an interesting article today about. Um, I totally forgot what I was saying. I was saying something. I'm sure it was very, very important, whatever the article was. Oh, Martian dust storms. That's what it was. I'm like, where did I go? What happened to my brain? Hello, brain? Are you braining with me? What's going on here? Um, Braining to some degree. What page is this? It is. It's 16. Yes. Actually, I'm going to also finish up trying to set up last night of the year because that can't hurt me to have last night of the year ready to go too. Might as well loop it in with all the other ones as I start pre-posing things. Once they're all pre-posed, all three of them, we can just start at the beginning and just go down the line, page after page after page, and I can sit here and chat with you guys while drawing, and it's mindless but comfortable work. So, pre-posing is the big thing we're going to have to kind of do a little bit of work on. But I can pre-pose all of those guys starting next week, and if we're really good, and I think we can easily do this, we can get all the pre-posing knocked out by Friday and start actual pen work Sunday night. So that's cool. I'm going to put last night of the year after issue 2 and 3, just so that we get 2 and 3 out the door as soon as possible. But I'd like to pre-pose all three of them since it doesn't take extra time to do all the maquette work. We still have a few random things that need to be built. Then we have to think about, and maybe today might not be a bad time to think about things that need to be built in Blender. Um, yeah, I might need to think about things. So that needs to be done before the end of the year, like before December. So it's not on priority at the moment. He knows this is the way I work. Whatever projects were on the deck when he gives me a new one gets pushed to the end of that project. But his project is next after issue 2 and 3 before we start Sakura. Sakura is the next episode of Bellatrix Rising, and that one I've already started kind of roughing out. Um, but we'll finish Momentary Ghosts, and like I said, when we finish Momentary Ghosts, by the time we get to the end of that and the last night of the year, there will be 100 pages of Bellatrix Rising out there. It's not as much as Tamerlane, but that's a lot of pages of comic. And then I will release a version of Momentary Ghosts that's a PDF of all of that episode in one, and then put all three of the short stories, side stories together in one as well. So then we'll have those as PDFs for downloadable or whatever, because that's one of the things that um, Jackson's been talking about is I can make a chargeable downloadable PDF on what's it's on Global Comics, and so that should be, yeah. I think what we'll probably do is starting in September, we'll be rolling through. If all works well, I can usually do. Yeah, that's what I can usually do about 2 pages an hour, right? Or 2 pages or 1 page an hour. I'm sorry, 1 page an hour of inking when we get down to the inking side. It takes me about a page an hour once I'm in the groove and we're starting to move, which means that I can do 4 pages a day, right? So if we talk about morning and evening, that gives us, there are 8 shows in a week. So 32 pages per week in theory. I think that's the hottest I can run. I don't think I would expect that will be what I can do necessarily. Once they're pre-posed, we should be able to do, 30 pages in a week could theoretically happen, but we're going to run into problems. I'll get to a scene and I know I need to now go back and redo this one piece or redo this one piece or set up this thing. The ideal situation would be to have all of it ready to go so that all the pre-posing is done before I start inking. If that occurs, then we're good to go, and I should be able to do about, I would say that probably more reasonably would just be to say 20 pages a week on the outside. That's my top speed. We probably should be more happy and ecstatic if I manage 15, right? So let's say 15 pages a week is our minimum expectation, give or take, once we hit inking. That still means that it'll take me 2 weeks plus some to get through issue 1 and 2 weeks plus some to get through issue 2. And then another 2 weeks, let's say, on the outside to finish Last Night of the Year. So once we're done with pre-posing, it should take me a month and a half. So 2 months, let's say, starting with the moment that I actually start pre-posing stuff. That's all right. So I'm just doing the math in my head. If I start pre-posing right away, say Sunday night, and get everything rocking and rolling, then we should be able to get started. We're at the 18th to show. Let's look. I'm going to bring up my calendar here. So let's say we start on the 20th, right? It'll take a week or two, and we've got Indie in here, and we've got Fort Collins Comic-Con. So starting on the 20th, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 more shows. Oh, yeah, 10 shows per week. I don't know why I thought there were only 8 shows a week. So I've got 10 shows, but here's the thing. Starting next week, we need to start talking about, do I want to make cells? Do I want to change out my cells for Fort Collins Comic-Con? Because I have, Fort Collins Comic-Con's a big table. And we're not going to be able to get, I don't like changing gears as much. I do want cells in resin, but I don't think I can get them to you. You can create them and then return them to me in time. And do you think you can do that? If I sent cells to you, could you turn them around and bring them back before next Friday? It's the 25th, the 26th and 27th. The 25th. 25th. Yeah, like next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. A week from tomorrow. See, I don't think we can do that. I don't think I can get them to you and you can resin them and give them back to me. I can get them to you. I think that's not a problem. But I don't think that you can get them back to me in time. What I would really like to do is take my girl with the umbrella picture, because that's 3 layers and it would look really cool in resin, I think. Yeah. I don't think that's worth it per se. Besides, you need time to practice this thing. See that you'd cast the resin and you'd place the cell on it and it would start having bubbles. So you're going to have to come up with a technique to place the cell like this so that the bubbles go out to the sides, and you'd have to deal with it, and it'd be brutal. However, that said, you could add a certain amount of artwork to this that would be phenomenal. Like, if we were to take a cell of, say, the kittiwake, right? You could put glitter in the resin that you cast on the front part of it, or glitter in the back part after you've cast on top of the cell, so that behind it has sparkly stars, right? That would be wild and really pretty. Like, even with the girl with the umbrella, it's 3 layers, right? But you could put the first cell down, which is the front layer, cast resin behind that. Put the second cell down, cast resin behind that with glitter in it, and then put the third cell down on top of it, and you'd get kind of a sandwich that would go in there, but you'd have this glitter behind it, which would give it this beautiful sparkle. In fact, let me show you something I was thinking about. We could build a thing. I have an idea. I don't need that either. This is just sketchy paper. So, so you have your cast box, right? Right? This is the box that you're casting in, right? So you put a divider down here like this, and you put another divider that's like this. So you've got a bay here and a bay here and a bay here. Yeah. So in this bay, you put glitter, right? And in this bay, nothing, just glitter here. So then once you've done all this, you pull these dividers out. It's okay if it crosses a little and crosses a little there. That's fine. And then I make a picture that's inside here that has like a girl standing here looking at the sunshine, and it looks like she's in a sunbeam. And the sunbeam is a glittery sunbeam, right? You put the cell on that, and then then we just do the same thing where we put a tree like this here, like that, so that you've got a cell in the front, a cell in the back, and then this glitter line in the middle. And it's okay if it bleeds a little between the two zones. That's all right, because having a little bit of glitter kind of popping out like this won't hurt anything. We just want it to be really concentrated here so it looks like a sunbeam. I think that'd be fun. I don't know why I drew sideways, because it would really be like this. But that's all right. Right. But that's what I'm saying is, like, there's ways that we can do this that would make it interesting and different. You know what I mean? Make it look, use the fact that we're using resin to our advantage. Use the cells, put the cells together, and then use a resin pour in the middle with glitter. I think that'd be awesome. Good morning, Chuan. And I don't know what you're doing for finishing, whether you're actually like smoothing these sides out or anything like that, but we could put an LED light here that actually really would light down like this across all the glitter. And you could just mount the light right up here with a battery pack right here. You know what I mean? Like, or put the battery pack on the back. It doesn't really matter, but a single light with a single source. That would be cool. Are you willing to do that if I give you that assignment? Because that's the level up. How much do you think we should charge for this? I mean, this is a big deal. Makes sense. How much should we charge for this? Is there something special you need for your molds? Like, do they have to have a special kind of release or something? Do they have to be special in some way? Well, yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I'm asking. Right? I like repurposing things and doing things with things that shouldn't exist. So you just coat it with resin? I mean, could you use something like this as your casting zone? Because this can be 10 by 10 by 1 inch, 12 by 12 by 1 inch, and it only costs $20. Acrylic would need a mold release. That's what I was asking. Do you need a mold release? Because if so, couldn't you cast already in here? Yeah, like this. Yeah, see, you're using a specific silicone mold release. So maybe that's what I need to ask is silicone. Waterproof pet feeding mats. I like to look at things and go, we could use this instead. You know, you don't have to do anything. I'm saying, like, this is a 10-inch bathroom tray for counter stuff or whatever. I don't know. Non-stick quarter sheet silicone baking mats. These are Space Wiser silicone trays. We could do it with this cool little pattern on the bottom. What do you think? We can make hexagons. We need to make little teeny ships and put them in hexagons. That'd be awesome. It's a desk organizer. I don't know if that's silicone. Look, you could have this pattern embedded in all of them. You're like, you've really gone off the deep end, haven't you? And I'm like, shut up. Ice cube trays, huh? A silicone bakeware lid, 9 inches by 13 inches. Huh. I mean, other than it having this horrible pattern in it, that would be perfect. You could do dice as well. I'm not going to lie. If you ever figure out a way to do dice so I can get a set of polyhedrals with little teeny kitty-wakes in there, I'd be so happy. I mean, like, here's a sheet cake pan. It's aluminum. What happens if you cast on aluminum? Do you need the release for the aluminum too? Probably. Oh. Large tray resin molds in the right sizes for everything. You've got this guy. Easy to demold. There's silicone, reusable. Huh. And it's like these guys already figured out what we do. Okay. Totally reasonable. I'll send you this link just in case. I'm not telling you should buy it. I'm just sending you the link so that I don't have to remember it, is really what it boils down to. Oh. There. Now it's not my problem anymore. I want to get on a 787 Dreamliner. I don't know. I'm going to do this. Nope. I'm going to do this. There we go. Is it a paid internship? Oh, man. Here I am trying to do this thing all of a sudden. I'm like, this will take only a second. No. It takes forever. I'm curious. Wow. You have to have a bachelor's degree to get minimum wage. That's wild. Yeah, whatever. Curious. This is very curious. So it's fascinating. Video internship. I wouldn't mind that. You know? Never knows what my county is, I swear. Can't figure it out. Whatever. Double checking something here. That's the one I want. Easy. Not a veteran. I'm aware of. Oh man. Okay, well, that was easy. That was easy. So if you guys are wondering what just happened here, I have a number of Oh, good. I have a number of tendrils set out right now for jobs, and that was a job for an intern for video, a video intern, which I would love to work in video, edit video, cut video together, yada yada yada. It would need to be on nights and weekends. Doesn't bother me. But it'd be cool to. I'm not really, you know, doesn't bother me, I guess. Anyway, so my thought there was cool. If they hire me for video production, that would be nice. It's part time, it pays minimum wage, but it would get me back up to speed on video production. That'd be cool. It won't work if you print it. That's the problem. They have to be painted. Otherwise it won't look right. The question is, do you just want to just mess with it? I'll send you the girl with umbrella. I'll send it to you. I'll mail it to you. That's not a problem. And then you can just mess with it. And if it comes up with something you can use, in fact, maybe what I should do is send you a few of them so you can blow some up, if they die or whatever. Because I'm not selling them very fast. They're not selling because people don't know what they are and they can't see what the benefit is. Right? So they can't quite grasp what the plus is on this, which is fine. But yeah, we still have to paint them, which is totally cool. I've got, like I was saying before, I've got the ability. We've got a number of cells that aren't selling. Like they don't sell cells. Like Chang very rarely sells right now because nobody knows who the hell Chang is. So it's just some girl. And they're like, I don't know who that is. What sells are those damn cat buses, which I probably should make a few more of. And maybe I should even make a couple of Totoros or something. I should make some Totoros. I'm really well, yeah, I mean, but you can also trim. That's the thing. If I send you like a couple of the ones that I've done of Chang, you can, I mean, not only would it be awesome to do and a whole lot of fun, but we could also do, you could do glitter mold stuff, where you put like Chang down and then pour the mold over the cell and put glitter in it so that it sparkles behind her. That would be cool. And then I wouldn't mind having just that, like sitting right here. You know what I mean? Like just having it exist. And that would make me really happy. Like me having my own personal Chang portrait cell thing. Doesn't really matter. But if it's got glitter in the back, behind her, like suspended in the resin behind her. I don't know if you want to do a 2-layer mold. So you pour the mold, like this much of the mold, then lay the cell down, then pour mold behind it, or pour more resin behind it. So you get 2 stacks. That might be kind of fun. And you wouldn't want to put glitter in front of her because it would look weird, right? Because you just have glitter in front of her face and that looks strange. So you do like 1 pour, then lay the cell down, and then you do another pour and then put glitter in that, and a lot of glitter. It'd be like that. Yeah, exactly. I'm into this glitter, into the resin thing. Hang on real quick. Let me go over here into my folder, or my So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll gather up a few cells and just ship them over to you. Whatever's not really selling right now, so I'll give you 5 or 6. You can kind of figure out what you can do with them. If you destroy them, that's not a big deal. So I'll make sure I send you ones that I wouldn't mind having one of, but if it gets destroyed somehow, that's not a big deal. It's not going to be a big, huge problem. If we do, there is something else though. I think you'll have to do some kind of sanding or buffing on the edges of it. And that might be kind of a pain in the butt, because I think sanding or buffing will give it you'll have to go a lot way down on like lots of layers of grit. But I'll leave that to you. I mean, you'll figure that out or not as you see fit. So, that's totally fine. As long as you know what you're doing, it's all good. There we go. Now I should be able to do standard comic pages are 8.5 by 11 paper. Why I have to do it this way, I have no earthly idea, but that's okay. I want an 8.5 by 11 paper because I need to think about what I'm doing here. I think doing cute things is definitely my forte. Cute things and vehicles. Oh, I still have this up. You know what? I actually personally rather love Gigi. So I'm going to do a Gigi. How about that, guys? How about we draw Gigi? You've gone insane here. I feel like I've gotten a little bit not wide enough here. There we go, more like that. Gigi is not necessarily probably shouldn't whistle. It's going to conflict with my own music. But I mean, when you do Kiki's Delivery Service, boy, the Joe Hisaishi music is so catchy, so amazingly catchy. I'm whistling. I'm still whistling. I'm having issues. Uh, and then that might work too. I wouldn't mind. Like, so here's my thought on that one. Print up a kitty wake, right? Just the file I gave you. Spray paint it silver so that it's just, or gold, either one. Then resin pour that. So you don't have to put details or anything in, but it's a nice reflective, shiny, like maybe get a chrome paint so that it's really nice and shiny and very, very cool looking. And then resin seal that one in. That would be fun. Gigi's ears change depending on. I don't know. I feel like the angles were off. Let me fix in blue line before we go to ink is what we're dealing with there. And this is just a curve like that. Gigi's not this puffy up here though. Let's get like a bigger brush for this. this is one that'll have multiple layers too, which you could use then as a resin pour if you wanted. Whistling again. See you later. That bow is huge. Legitimately, Gigi is probably my favorite character from Kiki's Delivery Service, but sadly only on the English dub. Gigi is just pretty boring and standard in the Japanese version, and I'm sad about that because the actor who did Gigi did a phenomenally good job. You just can't beat being Phil Hartman, and that's it. It's like, and there are three. I mean, that's the only problem. You just can't beat being Phil Hartman. And sadly, that therein lies the rub, right? No matter what, Gigi was Phil Hartman in the English dub. And it was his last role before he died. And he did such a good job. And it's so sad to think that he never got to see anime become a thing, an actual genre, something that was respected. So he spent that entire time thinking, well, I mean, I guess I'll do this kids thing, never realizing that that's going to be one of his legacy roles. He just did it for work, you know. I feel sad for that. Most of the time, I feel very sad for that. Not that I feel sad for him doing the role, but the fact that Gigi was pretty much his last role. And though it is an eternal, and it will be eternally awesome, I feel that he may have died thinking that was his legacy. Some kids show and never knowing the value of it and never knowing where his value was. And I feel like that's so sad. You know what I mean? Like he never knew where his value lay. I think about that a lot. Hmm. Do this real quick. I just need the color codes. That's all I need from your website. Thank you. Have a nice evening. We don't need them yet, but we'll need them in a minute. I feel like, though, I've got a pretty good handle here on Gigi. His head's more like a teardrop. It's that'd be my medical clinic, which calls 16 times to remind me that I have an appointment tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, but, I got it. However, this. Just cleaning up this ear here. Make sure I put this in here. That's important. Same thing with this ear. Right? Except that ear might be a little too far down. Which is fine, because that's what blue lining is for, right? This is why we fix things like this. There we go. You select it. And now let's get soot. These are suetatari. Right? Suetatari? Is that what it's called? They're called suetatari. Oh, susuwatari. Susuwatari. That's it. And the susuwatari are soot sprites in Ghibli's world. So we got susuwatari here on the ground. I don't know. I mean, it looks like the obvious here would be to say that the susuwatari are like running away from Gigi, but I actually think it'd be kind of more in Ghibli's line if they were doing something for Gigi. Like giving him something, right? So if we were to put the susuwatari here, right? So susuwatari. Then we got the susuwatari trying to give Gigi something. I don't know what. Maybe a star. What would be fun or cute that wouldn't be a thing that you would think about? Melon pond would be huge. So you probably don't want melon pond. Something else would be cute. Mix our genres. What would be? Oh. Suppose they had like the batteries for the radio. Remember, Kiki had a radio. That might be pretty cool too. part of what sells is a story, even if the story is tiny, right? So suppose the Susuwatari are giving Gigi the batteries needed to run Kiki's radio, because the radio plays a very important part, right? A little bit of Wasudamono, right? Forgotten things. Let's talk about where this thing is, huh? Let's pencil this thing in. Kiki's radio has a single screen on it, and then two knobs, one large and one small, and then has a loop to hold it in place. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, and these are just all filled blank. Right. There we go. Is it red on both sides? Is it black on both sides? The question is, how far down this road do I want to go? Like that looks a little bit better. I think one of these illustrations shows it with a clipped corner. It's a model. The model shows a clipped corner. It doesn't have a clipped corner in the actual So I don't think I want to make it a corner. But I do kind of need this. Thus putting it a little behind there. I'll make it just slightly dimmer so that it doesn't look like it's part of the foreground here. And then we'll do the background on this as well. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of creative work here. We're going to talk a little bit about the background. Now, the background is, as with most Ghibli flicks, going to be something sort of Victorian-esque, slightly post-Victorian, early 1900s era, early to mid 1900s era. And that means you're going to get kind of things with very elaborate feet on them, scroll work, things like that. Wainscoting, we're going to have a whole lot of that. Right, so we're going to bring in sort of that feel. It's going to have kind of this scroll work that's in gold inlaid sort of things like that. And whatever. I'll do kind of a thing that sort of follows some kind of sort of build like so. Background here, we're going to put this and some wallpaper. Right here, some flowers. Yeah, kind of thing like so. This is to remind me what I'm doing over here. Because we're just going to add stuff like this. And here will be some baseboards. Kind of getting closer to us up front up here. And then maybe we'll even put the end of a rug right here. So bringing back in the foreground and making this background even lighter than kind of can look at what we've got kind of going on for this picture. Right? All looks good there. Looks pretty solid. Nope. Still the wrong layer. Wow. A lot of layers that are blue lined here. Some idiot keeps blue lining things. I don't know why I'm actually crooked on things, but I am. There we go. We got GG in here. We got some soot sprites. They're trying to give GG batteries for the radio. You know what I mean? Like, this is just kind of a cute scene. I like this scene. It looks solid to me. I'm going to go on ahead and ink in. So let's go on ahead and first things first, I'm going to make myself my vector layer. I'm going to switch to my pen that usually I use for this. I'm going to put a high thickness on that pen, so 20. Looks pretty good, but may actually be, I may even want more than that. So let's go ahead and go 25. Take a look. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. The way I tend to do this is I tend to take, when I come in and we're working this situation, I tend to get in really close here. I'll get a good close-up picture of Gigi. We'll do a couple real quick adjustments. It's important, Gigi, even though he's got round eyes, it still has sort of that divot out to the side, like so. Right here. Still lemon shaped in the way that all creatures kind of are in Totoro. Right? So kind of pour it out like so. Like so. Now we come down like this. Right? It's still a little lemon shaped there. You know what? I'm going to turn my stabilizer on for this. It is not stable, and my hand is a little too. Let's get the stabilizer up. I need the properties of the actual what's its. You know what? I don't have time for this, so I'm going to do this. I don't have my properties for it. That's part of our problem. That's weird. Why don't I have this property? I've got brush size, but I don't have opacity, and I don't have anti-aliasing, and I don't have all the other pieces in here in the palette. Not sure why. That's specifically this one. Just this pen has no properties. Why is that? What does that mean? Brush doesn't have stabilizer upper T. Okay, let's look. What does it say here? It says on your tool property window, that says, hit the button at the bottom, looks like a wrench. Click, right? Then it pops up the subtool detail window. Yep. Correction will either be on the side menu or drop down menu. Correction. Stabilization. Gotcha. That's what I want. All right. Stabilizers. Stabilizer is on. Because really, we want to stabilize this look, right? That's not the right layer, though. There. This is making all the difference in the world. Stabilizer is your bestest friend. Now, one of the things you may have noticed is that we've got line problems. More line on the top and less line on the bottom, right? That's not an issue here because that's one of the wonderful things about this, right? I can go in here and adjust the line width, and it'll thicken this line by a lot, right? As I come along the side here and do this, I get a lot of thickness out of it. On the same token, I can narrow the line right here where I want it to actually go much more than that, right? And we get a lot of good line width out of this. That might be too much, right? That's the thing. That's the magic that you get from using clip. Is I can do a lot here on this. There we go. And the stabilizer is something else, isn't it? There we go. And GG's in 10. Now what we do is I like to keep that as a normal copy. So I'll duplicate the layer and I'll put the layer underneath it as a copy and then I hit rasterize. That takes all of the line work and renders it in as an actual raster object. It still allows me to have the actual original line work. It's on there. But now I can take this GG right here and select my colors and go in now to the normal copy here. We can't fill in on a vector layer. You can't do that. Hey Ray, can't fill in on a vector layer, so I'm going to fill in down here. Why is it leaking? Where is it leaking? Oh, right there. Dang it. There. How you doing? Enhance. It does feel like that sometimes, like enhance. Enhance. Hey there, Jackson. Now, normally I just do a second layer of things, but since this is actually trying to make it look like the character in question, I'm actually going to do not that and instead draw directly on this color layer with the existing dark that belongs here. So, here, this is an animation thing, so I'm going to be doing it in the animation technique. Right, so we're looking at some of the things. I'm doing fine so far. So far, so good. Found a video internship that probably is not doesn't pay enough to prevent me from having two jobs, but does seem very interesting. And so I was thinking, I'll go ahead and see what happens. I went ahead and put in for it, and we'll see what happens. You were dentisty. I didn't want you here if you were dentisty anyway. See, that's not what I want you to do. Yeah. Your nose. It's so weird when they do that, and you're like, I don't know why this is connected, but apparently it is. And that's a thing. And now I know. And you're like, I don't know why this is connected. I said, okay. It's like if you ever get brain freeze, the nerves are connected to the nerves right here on the front of your lip. And so you can do this and rub the top of your lip, and that'll actually ease the brain freeze. You're welcome. If you use that a lot, please think about becoming a patron. There you go. I'm a useful engine. But those nerve endings are connected, oddly, to there. These right here. Yeah, these right here, these nerves, you can just rub back and forth, press down. So you press the top, the not your lip, but this top of the lip right above here where my mustache is. You rub that back and forth and press that against your gums, and that'll make the brain freeze go away faster. Brain freeze is, of course, not brains freezing. It is actually a reaction of your sinuses contracting. So the sinuses up here get cold and they suddenly contract and pull in. And when they do, it's extraordinarily painful, as you might imagine. So that's what a brain freeze is. It's not actually your brain freezing, it's the sinuses contracting. And the sinuses have connected nerves that go right here underneath your nose. So you can massage this and it starts bringing that back down. So that's the thing. Just saying. If you use it, remember me when you become super famous or whatever. I need a picture of Gigi. How do the people fix their sleeping schedules? That's a good question, my friend. What I would do is don't drink caffeine. So don't drink anything that's caffeinated within, like, I would say 4 hours of bedtime. Don't use your phone in bed. Don't use any screens. Don't use screens. Just use a book. Read a book. Make sure that the room is cold or cool, not hot. People don't sleep well in the heat. So make sure that you are in a nice, cool room. And then, oh, you missed a dentist appointment. Ugh. That blue light, it is. It's brutal, man. You're asking for it. Okay, let's have a picture of that. Picture totally. Need the color codes. Oh, you have made an error. Hi, Sid. And I unfortunately suffered from horrible insomnia. And so I have been working most of my life to figure out a way to make myself fall asleep, stay asleep. That's hard. That's been hard all my life. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate it. I'm working on a future self. And if this works really well, then work. There we go. When you turn the line work back on, it covers up all of those areas that are getting chewed through by the colorization process. Yeah, no, I wish I have never been good with that. That's the one thing I always wish that I could do that. Yeah. Yeah. Smoking, I mean, Ray, if there's anything I could say to you, I wish you break that. I hope you can break that habit someday. Smoking killed both of my parents, and it just was sad. And I'm still sad. I miss my parents. There we go. Now we can take the that piece away, and we can start looking at this from where Gigi is. So there's Gigi. And Gigi's actually looking pretty nice. I'm liking where Gigi is at this point. So I'm going to pull Gigi's blue line out, but we still need to put the soot sprites in, so we'll need to work on that. So I'll still need the Gigi blue line to put the soot sprites in because I want to put them on a different layer. So we only have a couple of minutes left. So I'm going to go on ahead, and now that I'm pretty happy with what Gigi looks like here, I'm just going to go on ahead and flatten these two layers together. That makes Gigi all one big layer. So now Gigi is on one layer. I actually think this soot sprite's great, but I think I want to put another soot sprite over here. So on the Gigi layer, I'm going to go back to my blue line, and I'm going to go on ahead and put in another soot sprite right here. And for some reason, and I love this about Studio Ghibli, all of their soot sprites are bow-legged, which cracks me up every time. Like, what are these soot sprites writing on? Right? Originally, I had this soot sprite running away from Gigi, but now I've decided that they're all helping Gigi fix the radio. So I'm going to make this soot sprite standing here, trying to convince Gigi as well to fix the radio using the batteries that they just got. Right? So here are the batteries for the Duracell. Bing, bing, clunk, the copper top. Yeah, Ray, that's totally, I agree with Jackson here. Set an alarm on your phone. I have a billion alarms. They're constantly going off. Oh, I wonder if I can set my, if I set an alarm, can I set an alarm to do, oh yeah, I can. Awesome. So, yeah, Ray, I live by my phone. I'm actually trying to convince my child of this. So, before my dad passed away, I recorded him saying a number of things like incoming call from an unknown caller, and you're getting a text message from your child, and all of these different things, so that I could set up sounds that my phone would actually say things instead of just going beep 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 beep. You don't know what that means. So one of the things I just noticed is in my phone, and I'm not really sure. Well, and here's the thing: if Ray, we all have different things. Maybe who knows what causes it, but it's totally fine to just go with this. I like my showers very hot, and I like to wash my face. And when I wash my face, it wakes me up. There's no actual like scientific anything that says that washing your face will wake you up, but apparently I have it that way. I can't wake up until I wash my face. I can have a ton of coffee and it won't matter. It won't matter at all. And it all depends. I'm not going to say you're wrong or right. I think you're a little of both, probably. Who knows? I don't know. Anything can happen. I am having a problem. The problem is you weren't on the correct way. There we go. That's what we wanted. We missed a pace. Yeah, I mean, usually coffee doesn't do anything for me. I like it. I like the taste of it, but it doesn't wake me up anymore. It doesn't make me any more um, awake. You're just determined to do this the wrong way, aren't you? But that's okay. Coffee, on the other hand, is like critical to my best bud. He can't get moving unless he's got coffee. He will not move at all. He'll just hate you and he'll grunt at you. Pretty much. That's it. Whereas me, I can drink coffee until the cows come home and I won't be any more awake. But put me in the shower under the hot water and I wash the face off. Yep. I can't wash my face off. Mm, I am asleep for the day. Looking at this bow, realizing that Gigi's, it should come out a little bit. So anyway, in commiseration, Ray, I'm sorry you didn't make it to your appointment today. We've been talking all about fixing stuff and not kind of commiserating with you. I'm sorry that you missed that. I know the feeling, and it's irritating and annoying, and I'm completely with you, my friend. It is interesting though. I draw Gigi, and somebody actually comments that, my work's cool. When I draw Chang, everybody's like, huh. Cracks me up. It's all right. All is good. I have a mission for Bellatrix Rising. Oh, you didn't hear this this morning, Kat, when I was talking to Brent? I think there is a good chance. Oh yeah. There is a very good chance that by the end of September and the earliest part of October, I'll be complete with one episode of Bellatrix Rising and 3 omake, which puts the total number of pages in at north of 100. There is a very good chance of that. So, looking to that one, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Once we pass the 100th page, it becomes a big deal. I mean, right now, we're running 25 plus 32. So we're running still 50. So we're running 50 already up. There's 64 pages in the end of the episode. So that's 64 already on 50. So by the time we end up those two out, and I think that the last night of the year is going to be 24 pages. So we'll actually be much closer to, say, 150 pages of Bellatrix Rising by the time I clear. There's a good possibility. I don't want to put too much on there just because I don't want to stress myself out, but I think there is a good chance that by the time we get past September, I'm hoping that I'll have a number of these sitting on my table so that there's a selection of comics that you can buy for Galacticon. Galacticon's over Thanksgiving. So the big push here is to get things done by November 1 so that I can get it to the printers and roll it. So I think, thank you very much. So I'm really hoping that that's what we've got. We'll have a complete episode, which will be cool. 3 issues for the episode, and then 3 extra stories or omake, which would be 2 more books. So there'd be 5 books on the table for that, plus the world building document, which gives me 6 total documents on there. Online. I've got you can order them through this area here, and you can just, it's international shipping for you because you're a billion miles away. But if you want to buy them, each one is $7.50 a piece for the books. And I would suggest, if you really do want to pick up the set, wait until I'm done with episode 1 so that I can give you the entire episode all at once, so that you don't just get started on this. But that would be 6 comics that could be done there, and that wouldn't be bad. And I'll give you a discount if you do 6 comics. So, but there is a way to do it if you're interested in doing it. If you want to read them, I've got them up on Global Comics here. So you can read them as well. I'm up in the upper left-hand corner. On the upper right-hand corner, by the way, is Jackson or Art Crumbs. That's Jackson's comic. So you can, I haven't changed the graphic yet, but it'll be changed. I've got a lot of graphics to change. It's going to be another job I got to do. So it's 11:06, guys. And I actually have a lunch meeting with my buddies today. So I'm going to go on ahead and save this. We'll put it, I don't know where I'm at. I want to put my artist stuff guide. And I'll just call this an individual piece. And we'll say GG. One. And the soot sprites. There we go. And then we'll finish this with the soot sprites talking about things. And I think this picture is coming along really nicely. It'll be very cute. It'll be disgustingly adorable. You know how that goes. It'll be a wonderful thing. It'll be cute and adorable, and everybody will love it. Cute and adorable cells. Cute and adorable cells. Cells. All right. And now I can go sing or whistle my entire thing about I've been singing or whistling Studio Ghibli music all day. So now I can go do that without worrying about it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to shut down the stream here, turn off the music. Thank you all for joining me today. It's good to see you, Ray. I really do appreciate you being here, and I'm glad you tune in every so often. It's wonderful to hear from that side of the world. Sid, thank you for coming in here too. I really appreciate having you here as well. Nightbot, you've been a pain in the butt as usual. And Brent was here earlier today talking about pouring resin. And of course, Chuan was also here. Thank you, Chuan. I'm glad to hear from you as well. And I think that pretty much, Merrick was here. Or Merrick was here last night. Merrick usually is at the night streams, not the day streams. So I really appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you very much. And I'll see you all tonight. And as always, I won't see you tonight. Tonight's Friday. I'll see you all Sunday. So remember, we don't stream on Friday nights and we don't stream on Saturdays so that we can all go have fun and do stuff. So I'll see you all Sunday night. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.